We are in the twilight hours of Season 1 launch Tekken 8's competitive season. Two big events wrapping up. The Esports World Cup will be happening in about 2 weeks at the end of August, if you're watching this video right as it comes out. And the Tekken World Tour's final events will be at the end of September, finishing with Cape Town Showdown on September 21st. Most of the dojos or like the local events will also have to wrap up by then. So where is everybody stacking up in the world? Well, if you saw the thumbnail, you know that I kind of have a rough tier list. This isn't a formal tier list by any means, but I wanted to talk a bit about where each region stacks up. Specifically, where does the USA stack up? Now, I think it's clear that Pakistan is on top. But the rest of the countries, it depends on how you evaluate it. Let's look at the Esports World Cup like qualifications, right? So throughout the year, top placers at a bunch of these major tournaments get automatic qualification spots for the Esports World Cup. And you'll see that early on, it's dominated by Asia. We have Chicorin from Japan, and then 3 Korean players. DreamHack Dallas, you see more Korean players. Nobi winning the entire tournament, also from Japan. And then you see a bit more other players. 2 Pakistani players, Sefi Black from Germany, and AK from the Philippines. Right, and then the pattern is kind of dispersed throughout. Again, tons of Korean qualifications. We have Jod from France, Raif from Saudi Arabia, Kanan Chen from the UK, KSK from Japan. Splash of Oceania by Yagami, winning Battle Arena, or not winning, but placing high at Battle Arena Melbourne. I was taught how to say that, Melbourne. If I said Melbourne, apparently I'd be like hung by my thumbs. And then again, more Pakistanis, more Koreans, Dojin from the Philippines, and then Pakistan and Japan. So depending, like, let's say if you go for like the most representation from each region, Korea is obviously heavily present. But if you talk about who's actually winning these tournaments and doing really, really well, Pakistan is obviously at the top of the conversation. And then Japan has a bunch of wins. Double won the Mix-Up 2024. Chicorin winning Evo Japan, right? So it's hard. It depends on what metric you give it. But you'll notice that the USA isn't really in this conversation, right? So what if we look at the Tekken World Tour leaderboard? Well, here it's even more skewed towards Pakistan and Korea. Right? Look at all of these spots in the top 10. We have Japan's representation as well. AK from the Philippines rounding out the 10th spot. And then the rank 11 through 20 shows a different picture. So we have Joka from the UK, Jod from France, and then we have Shadow 20Z and Fear of Silence holding it up for the US. Notable names like Anakin and Joey Fury are missing. They've been having some trouble adjusting to the new game. And I've done a video where I talk about like the challenges of NA in terms of competing on the world stage. I'll link those below. But rounding out the rest of the list, you see, again, Germany doing great. And then some other people from other regions that I'll have to hover the flag to find out where they're from. Bolivia's Noel. And Book from Thailand, I know him. Nino from Germany. Yondaime from Madagascar. And yeah, a general spread. Lee Mishima from Argentina. I didn't know about that either. So where is the US on the world scale? We're lacking representation in the Esports World Cup, pending, of course, the last chance qualifier. Maybe USA players go there and show up and play really well. And in the Tekken World Tour, we only have 2 representatives in the top 20. What's going on? Well, I don't want to dive too deep into the logistics. Some people might say I'd make excuses for NA. It is my region. But it is pretty hard getting really strong, focused practice in really tight-knit communities, right? We have a big region, but low density. And you'll notice that in Korea and Pakistan, for example, high-density regions where you get a lot of really skilled Tekken players fighting each other regularly. So the US has some unique challenges. But what I wanted to do for today's video is kind of highlight some strong USA players. I don't think it's necessarily a lack of skill. I think we lack a high variety of highly skilled play styles and a bunch of people who are like playing the top tiers over and over again for 8 to 12 hours a day, right? We don't have that kind of practice, but we do have skilled players. And that's who I want to highlight today. If you looked at the right side, you'll see that I'm talking about Tone playing Bryan versus Avery Run It Black playing Jin. If you're new to the Tekken scene, you might not know these people. But Avery on the left here was a strong player in Tekken Tag 2, and in Tekken 7, he even beat Knee in tournament, right? So very strong Jin player who's been around for a long time, trained with speed kicks, is very, very sharp, incredible reactions, and is really, really hard to predict. Tone, you might know as one of my friends and coaches. He's a Bryan player, studied a bunch of Jimmy J, studied a bunch of Lowhigh, has interacted with these players a lot and like trained with them. And he is a America's imported Korean, more or less. He's from he's from the UK, but he lives in America, but his style is so heavily based on imitating Korean play styles. And you'll see how sharp and clean he can be on the defense. So to really appreciate this, I want to talk really briefly about the matchup. You know how it is. If you want to just see the match, go ahead, jump to the timestamp. But Bryan versus Jin, I think, is generally seen as Jin favored. Bryan's main strengths are that he attacks with mid-range nukes, right? So he has counter hit launchers that hit from halfway across the screen. In exchange, he has weak small Tekken. I didn't mention it here, but he also has unblockable launchers in the form of taunt, right? He needs to be up close. Usually it only works at the wall or on certain tech situations. But he has an unblockable launcher. That cannot be understated. Now, Jin in this game, in Tekken 8, is extremely strong. We've seen it multiple times by multiple pilots, but what makes him so strong against Bryan is he can really contest that mid-range dominance that Bryan has. Forward 2, the Demon Paw, advancing fast. He can dash to make it track. And then Electric Wind Hook Fist, like plus frame high, normal hit launcher, right? So he has these tools, and his small Tekken is even better. His little pokes, 2-1-4, down forward 1, down 4, are much better than Bryan's in both tracking, the like size of the hitbox, how hard it is to deal with on defense. While Bryan especially is trying to work with these slower mid-range nukes, Jin can really outpace him here. And finally, Jin can still attack a passive Bryan with like his stature kick down back 4 and hell sweep. He has big lows that kind of make you really think about how he's attacking you. And Avery wields all these really well. So what I want to highlight in this match, this is at a SoCal local. So America doesn't have necessarily one unified big region, but we have pockets of really strong players. SoCal is one of them. You could think of New York or the like Northeast area as another one. There's a Florida community, and Texas is really strong, and the Midwest is historically really strong, namely Chicago, right? So this is a SoCal local, but that's with the caveat that these locals and SoCal are so big and well populated. So you're going to see a ton of really strong players here. Fear of Silence from Northeast has also flown down to this tournament. So I won't be covering the whole tournament, but I wanted to highlight this match to show you that NA has Tekken skill. And hopefully this will help you cheer for them when you see them, because it's cool to see the Tekken on display, even if it doesn't always show up on the international stage. Let's get into the match. Thanks to Level Up Your Game for providing this footage and hosting the tournament. Here we go. Not Fear of Silence. I saw the Dragonov. I thought it was Fear of Silence. This is Tone first picking Dragonov, right? NA experimenting with characters, and it's not always the best choice, but it's starting out really well against Avery's Jin. Nice sidestep there. Avery has pretty good lateral movement coming from Tekken Tag 2. Down forward 2 is punished. Down forward 2, and Avery doesn't commit to a stance offensive option. Little punish from Tony. All right, forward 4. Dragonov in this case is going to play pretty standard. His small Tekken is pretty good, but because it's not Tone's main, right, you'll see that he hesitates in a lot of situations where he could be pushing the offense. He's not playing as fast as Atif or Nobi, right? So throw is broken. Avery again, sharpen reactions, and then raw 1+2 into heat dash. Avery and Jin in general will use that as kind of like a homing option. It's not a true homing move, but it's virtually impossible to sidestep safely. Hell sweep, first hit on the floor break, takes 2 hits to break it. And again, another punish on the armor. Partial string. And then a bit of hesitation. This is reminiscent of Kokoma's Dragonov, honestly, using a lot of forward movement, but not necessarily committing to an attack until you have a good timing. But Avery catches him with a second hell sweep and breaks the floor. Back turn combo, and hell sweep again to break the second floor. Not looking good for Tone's Bryan. I mean, Dragonov. He's going to have to switch to Bryan. 2-0 in rounds. Down to the bottom floor break of this stage. Down 2 from Jin, missing a bit of a reaction there, but catching him with the down forward 2. Nice combo. Tone has really good execution and good combos. Again, he puts in a lot of work and practices just like the very basics of the game really well. Like clean combos, clean punishes, except for there. It was a good attempt though. The wall standing 2 would have been great. Parry whiffs and gets punished by an electric wind hook fist. And this combo isn't going to kill, but it's going to be really ugly. Forward 2, demon paw, heat dash. So Tone gets 3-0'd. Scratches his head. He's going to switch to Bryan. Checking the controls again because, you know, Bryan has that new taunt bind. I don't know if Tone actually uses the taunt bind, but let's see. Does Tone use a taunt bind? He does. Yeah, he uses the taunt bind. You might as well. I think it's smart to use binds where appropriate. A lot of people will try to do it like the honest way, but the multi-button detection isn't what it used to be in Tekken 8. So there's no shame in using the binds. Like, use the tools available to you. Now we get to see the matchup on display in the notes, right? So Bryan, huge mid-range. Jin can contest it and better pokes. So Bryan has to often win through defense, and this is where Tone's Tekken is really beautiful. All right, small down back 3 pokes, and then immediate while standing 3. I said beautiful. That was slimy as fuck. Okay. 1-2-1 on counter hit, so all 3 hits are guaranteed. Back 4, misses the mock punch that's guaranteed after. Avery doesn't get a good punish, but gets a good sidestep right into a wall break. Avery, having made this character for cleanly over 10 years, is going to have optimized combos here. Heat burst. Back to 1, yep. Grounded scaling by delaying the last hit. Heat smash for plus frames, running 3. And a classic Jin setup. This down forward 4 that he does is 0 on block, and the up forward 2 will dodge Bryan's jab. Very common Jin setup. Pay attention to that. That'll show up in your ranked matches. All right, Bryan plays a back 1 and then a dash forward 3, but then his forward movement gets caught by Avery's while standing 2. So Bryan, again, because he has weaker small Tekken, has to play like timing changes, trying to catch you with a big counter hit. That's why you'll see Tone dashing in a lot and not actually attacking, but Avery is sniping his timing every time. This chip damage is huge. Whoa. Big sidestep, and then here the delayed timing again gets sidestepped by Avery. But you're about to see a really good defensive play by Tone. Sidestep right on the 2-1-4, getting a full launch, and Bryan only really needs 2 hits to end the game. More or less. Look at how much damage this combo is going to do. Taunt, and that is a just frame input. Tone talked about it. He practiced this so much. He'll like put on an anime and like practice this. But that's a just frame input, and Lohai and Knee have asked him how he does that. And he said, really? I think it's kind of easy, but he really just practices it a lot. Now look at this defensive situation again. It's really cool to see. Misses the punish on the armor, but isn't dwelling on that situation. He's already going to the next play. Avery plays 2-1, delays the 4, which gives Tone time to sidestep right jet upper. Crucial defensive thing, note that you can't do it if Jin just rips the 2-1-4 at full speed, but most Jin players at a higher level are going to delay it to try to get you to, you know, swing into it. And then yeah, taunt heat smash, just frame input. Pretty sweet stuff. The Bryan already looking way better than the Dragunov. Playing some small strings, Avery not ducking the last hit. And then again, spacing out and just playing a bit slower. Avery doesn't want to die, so he's not forcing a lot. He's been getting a lot through his movement anyways. 2-1, delay 4, one more time, down 4. Right, the small Tekken. Bryan can't really deal with it, although the down back 3 is a good answer. And now, Tone catches his timing with a QCB1. Bryan cashing out with a ton of damage. Tries to taunt, gets toe kicked. Backdash with punish. Very, very sharp stuff, right? Like, this is American Tekken, but it's not so bad. And just plays it super cool. Look, he just got blown up in the first round, but look at how composed he is in this situation. QCB1. Jin's back to the wall. It's easy to be like, oh, I finally am on the offense. Let me really push it. But Tone keeps it chill. The toe kick happens. He doesn't rush in. He just backdashes calmly. Nice whiff punish, right? And after this combo, once again, doesn't force it. Taunt fakes a few times, but still blocks. So really, really solid. The emulated Korean play is coming through. And look at this. Forward movement again and a simple low poke. Nothing high commitment. He doesn't need the damage right away. A big mental pitfall a lot of American players, or a lot of newer players in general have, is they need the damage right now. But you'll see that Tone knows he only needs a couple hits. He's putting out some pokes that make it hard for Jin to attack him, and then he'll find his timing later. Down back 4. He's getting pieced up a bit. Ugh, electric. And Avery's going to convert this sidewall combo. Heat smash to catch the next wall. Still a sidewall, but still like probably the max damage you could get out of that. 1-2-4 in an attempt to counter hit, and then dies to the down 4. Avery on set point to eliminate Tone from the tournament. This is on the loser side. Duck under the hook fist on a read. In the neutral. It wasn't like he blocked a jab and then blocked an autopilot electric. He read the timing on that and found the duck. Little mini refloat here. Heat smash plus frames, rips the whole string, and Tone with a perfect 17-second round that started with an open timing read on the hook fist. They're just moving. He just read the forward movement after the 2 backdashes. And got the launch. That's a whiff punish on an electric. Jin's is a bit easier to whiff punish, but still it's impressive nonetheless. By the way, the reason this wall didn't explode is because this is a floor pickup, right? If you don't tech roll here, this floor pickup doesn't destroy the wall. The reason is they released a patch early in Tekken 8's lifespan where the hazards will not activate if the opponent's on the ground, right? So the hazard is still disabled, that's why it doesn't blow up, but he still clearly runs away with it. So now, 1-1, Avery getting some water, and now they're into the stratosphere. Jin is extremely strong in this stage because his Hell Sweep activates the Lava Blast on the final transformation of the stage, and he has the mid axe kick, forward 3, to mix up the Hell Sweep. Bryan, he can break the floor pretty well too. He has a couple throws that do it, so he's not exactly helpless, but you'll see that comes into play here. Avery going for the sweep after the block situation, and there's the axe kick. Not the Hell Sweep, but the mid mix-up. Back 3-2. Optimized wall combo. Omen stance, goes into electric, doesn't force the mix-up. He just needs to play solid here. Tone ducks the throw, and is just putting out a few jabs. Lands a hatchet kick. It's a bit scary because Avery can react to hatchet kick. That's what Tony was saying. But the small Tekken is too much from Jin. 1-2-4. The down 4. Not a frame advantage situation, but Avery goes for the evasive up 4-2. Again, catching Tone's movement. This set is 1-2, again on the loser side, so the stakes are pretty high, even though it is just a local. Neither player really wants to go out, like, right at this stage before top 3, top 2, top 1. Down jab into, I forgot the name of that move. Full crouch down forward 4. Northern cross. Tony misses the taunt jet upper. Avery doesn't commit to the full 13 frame while standing punish. 1+2 throw broken. There's no lava, so it's not a big threat yet. Small jabs and down 2s from Tone. Right, and once he reads that Jin is hesitating, he'll go for the big low, right? Once he reads this hesitation, that's when you see the hatchet kick, but he can't force it because Jin has such fast moves and small Tekken that will get in the way. Nice whiff punish on the forward 4. Running 3. Jin tries a hop kick, and Tone did not crack. Again, staying so solid as a callback to that how he played that wall situation before. Just run up, do nothing, and block the panic mash. So super solid play. Down for 1. Putting out a few more hitboxes. Avery is clearly not really confident on finding where to attack, so Tone can put out his bigger moves now. The jabs now getting in the way of the smaller offense. Nice sidestep from Avery. Or the hatchet kick again. He's getting a huge health lead here. Half HP. Back 1+ frames. Throw is broken. QCB1. That move is so scary, man. Up 4-2. Avery about to start some momentum. 2-1. No. The jab's coming right back out. Jin can't get anything started. Gets counter hit, but sidewall messes it up. It's not over. Block. That's unsafe. Dive kick. Whiffs. And Run It Black could not get anything started in that round. Even with Jin's dominant small Tekken and big Tekken, he could not find a window where Tony was not either poking him or pressing him with slower offense. So now he's trying to take control. He's playing a lot faster. Jabs, 2 jabs, forward 2 electric. Right, eating some many hatchet kicks though, but still breaking the throw even on counter hit. Jab was crucial there. Counter hit throw. He's taking the tempo back. When we move fuzzy ducks, Tony spamming the jabs, trying to keep him off him, but the relentless offense is too much. Avery has sped up, and now it's really hard to tell who's going to win. The strong defense and poking got picked apart. But the throw's broken. Big whiff there, no punish. Hatchet kick number 1. Hatchet kick number 2, whiffs. Throw is broken again. That throw does break the floor, so Tony is hunting for it. 1-2-4, no duck because there is the mid threat. Shimmying, putting out back 1s. Those could get counter hit and blown up, but Tony's very confident. Sidesteps the Demon Paw. Running 3 again. Sidesteps the Heat Burst, but gets counter hit. Northern Cross Mash. Breaks the floor with Orbital. This is looking really ugly. Bryan at the wall is no joke. Look at that damage. One more interaction. Avery's mashing to try and get out of the wall. Very, very effective. Down jab to take the pressure back. Forward 2-1. Finishes the whole string. Does not duck. Oh, ducks the electric wind hook face. Big punish. Kazama 5-hit. It's a hell sweep to kill. Oh, and the rage arts. Taking a page right out of Low High's book in the peak intense situations after playing solid for so long. So much blocking, so much chilling out. He stays stand blocking. He fuzzy ducks the electric. This is a great punish from Avery, and this is an ugly situation. Look, Tony eats the low. One more of those will kill. A 2-1 will put him at, I think, 1 pixel, or no, Avery's in rage. A 2-1 will probably kill. Maybe a 2-1 down 4. It's an ugly situation. It's really everything on the line right here. And because Avery is +3 here, nobody in their right mind would mash. You died a standing 4. You died a 2-1, right? It was literally, he was counting on Avery going for a mix-up to put out the rage art here. And Avery put out a slow mid that was too slow. Slow mid that was too slow. Is that a little redundant? absolutely intense play built on Tone's solid defensive playstyle from the previous game, right? Remember how Avery died here? He kept trying to find like a mash situation, and Tone just chilled and found great punishes, right? All of that really added up to here. It set up that Rage Art beautifully. One thing I want to cover real quick is the speed of Rage Art, right? So I want to double check that Rage Art activates on frame 7. I did a video on this a while ago, but I completely forgot. If I'm wrong, by the way, you can let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Power Crushes come out on frame... Oh, sorry, I had it the other way around. So Rage Art comes out on frame 8, Power Crush comes out on frame 7. So why that's relevant is when we go to this last situation here. Jin's stature kick is +3, right? This very light. That was a beautiful sidestep on a demon paw, by the way. Right? Right, +3. If Avery decided to do 2-1-4, like just 2-1, then the Rage Art wouldn't come out in time, right? The Rage Art would come out, would need to be literally 1 frame faster to trade with the jab. But Avery went for the mix-up option, right? And in his defense, Tony could have done like sidestep Rage Art if he did 2-1. So it was a scramble situation. It's hard to fault Run to Black for going for a mix-up in this situation. Like, who in their right mind decides that the game is over right now? But Tone is a student of low-high, and that's the low-high Rage Art that he's known for. So hopefully you enjoyed this kind of footage. Just highlighting a few different matches. You know, we've been covering a lot of European matches, especially with Sin and Yoshimitsu, and I do want to cover more of those matches because they're really, really good. But I thought it was worth highlighting America because we have strong players. We have players who have skills with a bit more refinement. If, like, you know, given the chance to train in Pakistan or given the chance to boot camp. Early in the year, I did a boot camp with Speed Kicks and Tone, and you know, we are not the best players by any means, but that grindy experience in close proximity with different play styles and just tons of game volume really adds up. So I'm optimistic for America. I think that once we figure things out and understand the game a bit better, we can optimize our training. We have to deal with a more sparse region and like relying on online to get good practice, but I really think it is possible. So let me know what you guys think. Like, I don't know where I'm going to put America on this tier list, to be honest. I don't even know where the American flag is here. That's not America. I don't even know where I would put America, right? Like, our best players, when they're playing really well, can go toe-to-toe with Pakistan. But based on where Tekken 8 has been, it's hard not to put us here, right? But I believe that, you know, we're in Season 1. As the game progresses, as we get more experience, as we get our chance to theory craft, we will be stronger. So my optimistic placing is we'll belong up here eventually. Maybe Korea will even rise up and challenge Pakistan. Maybe Japan will. AK from the Philippines has beaten Arslan Ash before, right? So these regions are a lot closer than the tournament results alone might seem, right? All you see is who places where. But if you look at the quality of the Tekken, it's, you know, I think experience and like quality experience is the big dividing factor. So I'm optimistic for America. I hope you guys are too. And if not, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll read it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, please leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.